and she grabs my hands, throw me against the wall, and we start dancing. She's twerking on me. I'm like, yeah, I'm that nigga. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I can do this. I like this. Then it hits me. So over a year ago, your boy put out a video called She Was Thirsty for a Relationship. That video was the first part of a 2-part story. Now, why it took me this long to put out a second part? I don't know. I don't really have a good explanation or a good answer to that question. But let's not focus on the past right now. Let's live in the present. So before you watch this video, I'd strongly suggest you go watch part 1. I will link it in the description. Go check it out so this whole story makes sense. Good? Alright, great. Let's get to it. So the last video concluded with the girl. You know what? I just realized I never gave her a name. So let's call her Elisa. So the last video concluded with Elisa leaving my crib, a little bit annoyed, a little bit irritated. You know, she sent me those texts to man up or whatever. But my people, your boy messed up. I gotta take full accountability of this because I forgot to mention a very important part in the first video. So before I can continue along with this video, I gotta take a few steps back. This part takes place while I was waiting for Elisa to come through to the crib. So while I was waiting on her, I decided to go to my neighbor's house because one of my friends was over there. Let's call him Chris. So he's over there and we start talking and I start breaking down the whole dynamics between Alyssa and I, basically telling him how clingy she is, like she just want to be in a relationship. I don't even know her like that, but she don't want to leave me alone. She too clingy. I know I'm that dude, but she don't want to leave me alone. And at that moment, it dawns on me that I'm about to spend the whole weekend with this chick. And I pretty much start going through the whole stages of grief before I finally decide to accept my fate that this is gonna happen. This weekend is gonna be tough. And he's over there looking at me like I'm some weirdo, like, you have a girl that's trying to do anything and everything for you. Like, nigga, get it together. Like, what's wrong with you? So before I left, he tells me he's probably gonna stop by later on and just see what's up. And I tell him like, bruh, do not do that because I have this thing where I just don't want a girl to feel uncomfortable by seeing too many niggas' faces. So fast forward, Alyssa and I were in my room and we are engaging in the exchange of words. And while we're doing so, guess who decides to pop his head out of nowhere completely unannounced? This nigga Chris. After he told me he wasn't gonna come through, but niggas, you can't tell him nothing. So he showed up to fake invite us to a fake drinking game that was fake happening at the neighbor's house, knowing fully well that I don't even drink. But he just wanted to see how Alyssa looked. He thought he was being slick, he wasn't. So now Alyssa and Chris have now met. This is important to the story going forward. That's why I kind of had to give this backstory on the parts that I forgot to mention in the first video. Now, we can continue from where we left off. Now, let's get it. So after she left my crib dissatisfied, I honestly thought that that'd be the last time we ever spoke to each other. But that wasn't the case because time passed and it'd be like weird times at night that she'd be hitting me up. She'd be like, hey, what are you doing? Other nights she'd be like, I hate you, you're not a man, you don't want to take charge. Other nights she'd be like, I really want to come see you again. Like her text messages be so bipolar and I just be responding with like a non-interested response like LOL, cool. Thinking she'd get the message but she really didn't. And look, I understand. I could have easily just gone on my phone and scrolled to her contact and hit that block button. And all this would have disappeared, but back then I just didn't want to be rude. I was a young boy, I didn't understand too much, I was raw. And things proceeded like this for a while, but she eventually got the message to her credit. So for a couple of weeks, you know, limited conversation, limited text from her side, we were good. Till I went to the club one night and I'm just walking around the club. You know I'm mad cause I ain't getting no play, no girl wanna dance with me, all the booty shaking songs is coming on and I'm out here just looking like a freaking deer in headlights. Ain't nobody trying to dance. So I'm walking, I'm mad. And I just hear my name from a distance. The voice sounded familiar. I stopped in my tracks. I'm like, damn, that's Alyssa. Oh shit, I thought I just, okay. Hey Alyssa, how you doing? And we start talking and all of a sudden a booty shaking song comes on and she grabs my hands, throw me against the wall and we start dancing. She's twerking on me. I'm like, yeah, I'm that nigga. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I can do this. I like this. Then it hits me. This is how the events of the first story started. From a simple dance and she got all clingy and all in love and stuff. So I snapped into reality real quick and I just dipped. I think I came up with some excuse for why I had to leave, but that's not really relevant. So a couple weeks passed, and I'll give her props. She didn't even try to hit me up like that. She wasn't really trying to engage anymore. And to me, that meant she finally got the message that we were not going to end up as anything. So kudos to her. So I'm thinking she's moved on with her life. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to move on with my life too. Everything is back copacetic. Then there was a night. I was just chilling. I don't really remember what I was doing, but knowing me well, I was probably taking a nap. Then I get a text from my man Chris. And Chris texts me asking me if I was still interested in Alyssa or if I was still talking to her, something along those lines. So I tell him no, obviously, and he used that as an opportunity to ask me if I could give him her number because he wanted to pursue her. Which I found a little bit strange, but you know, it's whatever, I ain't judging. So I tell him that I'd ask her if it's cool to give out her number. So I call Alyssa and I asked if it was cool to give out her number to Chris, also saying that I think he's trying to pursue her and all that good stuff. And she responds to me with such an attitude. She was like,
yeah, sure. It's not like I'm in a relationship or anything.
I think she thought that response was gonna make me all of a sudden want to be in a relationship with her because now somebody want to pursue her. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. I will give him your number. Expeditiously. So I give Chris her number, and at that point, my hands are completely washed off of her. I don't know what her and Chris be talking about. And to be frank, it was none of my business. But fast forward like a month later, finals are around the corner, and you know I'm over there, I'm studying, you know I gotta get all A's, I gotta make my parents proud, it's whatever. So I'm over there stressing and studying, you know, getting my education on, and I get a text from Alyssa, and she was like,
don't ever introduce me to any of your friends again.
What are you talking about? What happened?
1 minute he says he likes me, then he asks his female friend for advice. Now he doesn't want to talk anymore.
Okay, sorry, but that has nothing to do with me. I had no idea all this was happening.
I don't care. All of you guys are the same.
So we're going back and forth ferociously, and I'm pissed. I'm like, who does this bitch think she is talking to me like this? And we're going at it. I'm like, you motherfucker. Yeah, this one's gonna hit her. Yeah. Ooh, I'm gonna say this too. Yeah. While I was ferociously texting, it hits me. This is finally the out I need. I'm gonna let her believe everything she believes without even trying to convince her anymore. She can believe that I am part of this mastermind plan to get back at her for some reason, but it's whatever. And this is exactly what I did, and she agreed, and I finally had my out. And that was the last time we ever communicated with each other. So fast forward maybe 2 days after, I go to Chris's house, and I just wanted to get his side of the story. And I'm talking to him, and he's telling me that, yo, when we started talking, she started getting clingy, you know, trying to be my girlfriend instantly. Basically echoing the same issue I had with her. And he also said this part. He said, then she sent him some, you know, explicit photos of herself, and I guess that kind of turned him off, and it was basically the straw that broke the camel's back, which then prompted him to come up with some excuse to make them stop talking. So when I heard that perspective, I could kind of understand why she was feeling what she was feeling. I almost felt a little bit of sympathy and empathy for her. You know, trying to put myself in her position, you know, trying to walk a mile in her shoes, trying to feel that pain she's probably feeling. But then she did come at me crazy with those text messages, so I'm like, you know what? It's not my problem. Deuces. Moral of the story. Sometimes you just gotta sit down and wait for your person to come to you. You don't need to be showing your hands and being desperate at every single guy or girl that talks to you. Sometimes take a breather, relax, and go where you're valued and appreciated, not where you're undervalued and tolerated. This goes for both guys and girls in any realm of reality you endeavor in. Be wise. Be wise. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.